that how this miscommunication led to the other thing, where you thought that you were clear, but the other person got a totally different message, right?
One of the things that we deal with all the time are miscommunications.
What were you trying to communicate in that project, and what did the other person actually understand?
It's the missing in context and like how the urgency of this really was.
Did you notice any internal chatter, right? Like
That's great. So I feel like as a business owner as well, you really need to take care of your people because they are the ones who are your frontliners, I would say.
so. Now tell me, Bea, let's talk about the another scenario of your personal communication habit. Okay, in 15 years of experience till now, do you over explain now, or triple read your message, or maybe switch to voice notes or calls more often?
When it comes to well, first I have to again, this is another training that we had, but I make sure that I say my point in the very beginning of my sentences. Because if I put my point in the first sentences of my message to, for example, to you, you will get it right away.
Yeah.
Because again, if we go around the circles before we say what we want to say, then there's gonna be confusion and there's gonna be miscommunication, and we don't want that. So might as well just go straight to the point.
Right. So now tell me that with this year of experience, what do you do differently today because of all of the experiences that you had in your career, that lot of miscommunication happened at your end? So
Mhm.
what's your experience and how did you change yourself?
Yeah. So one of the things is to always ask questions. If I don't understand, I have to ask question. I Even if the question sounds stupid, I have to ask. That's one of the things that I'm ask questions and be straight to the point. That those two things.
Wonderful. So tell me, Bea, now that in your view, why is miscommunication so common in today's workplace? Especially when we have so many tools to stay connected, right?
Hmm.
Other than the physical one-to-one meetings, we have a lot of tools.
Yes, because in my personal experience previously, before everything that I am learning about communication, I think we we don't want to be perceived as someone who doesn't know what what the other person is talking about. We don't want to feel stupid, or we don't want to feel, less of a person, or, not equipped or not worthy or something like that. So we actually, instead of us looking a little lost, and that's okay, we kind of like pretend that we know what this other person is talking about. So, but in the end, we don't, and that's when a miscommunication happens and the breakdown happens and so on and so forth. So I think that's the main thing, because I've experienced that. I wasn't asking questions, I wasn't making an update because I don't want to feel like I'm not doing anything or I'm not smart enough, something like that. But it's okay not to know everything because no one does.
Right. So that's what we assume in our mind, maybe, like, right? So like a lot of time that what happened there is that when we are talking, right? When we are talking to people or to our managers or to our team colleagues, if there are a lot of things going on, right? And somebody has miscommunicated your message, you know what? Sometimes that we feel that if I clarify those things, the person would think that I'm very slow. I'm the person that who doesn't understand well. Right.
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's also the lot of assumptions
I agree.
around miscommunication, and they are afraid, right? So
Yes.
do you think that definitely that right now there are sometimes, do you think that we afraid of asking question and clarifying because it might make us look very slow, or a person that who is difficult to understand, that person might think about me in that way, and can affect my career in that organization, maybe in the reviews that I'm going to have, and might be the scenarios that HR can take a note about it.
Hmm.
At that time, this happened, this communication was gone so far because you are not very good in managing the things, or a lot of things, right? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I totally agree. For example, personal experience, when our boss would tell me what happened with the sales, what are the things like that, and I was not, that's again me being reactive. Like I would be like overthinking, like, oh no, I don't know the answer. Oh, I'm gonna get fired because I don't know the answer, right? So that was my mindset before, and this is very recent. I just had that freedom of like, it's okay if I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest that I don't know. I'm gonna look into it, things like that. So of course, no one wants to be that person, right? Like, oh, he doesn't know, maybe, he's not really equipped for this job, all of those scenarios that we think in our head.
So we do made a lot of scenarios where I think, and then I think that what leads to miscommunication and the Egyptians, right? That and that's really waste lot of time in today's environment when we miscommunicate and when we assume things. So that's two topics that's a very important to talk about again, right? And people really don't encourage right now. So any advice that Bea would you like to give that to our viewers that who are watching, that how can teams build a culture where clarity is encouraged, not just
Yes, so very, very nice point when you said that to encourage a culture. I think it starts with that, Deepika, for the HR and the managers to really make the effort of telling everyone that this is a culture for clarity, and it's okay to ask questions. It's okay if you don't know the answer. No one is going to scold you or fire you out of your, if you don't know it, or if you be honest, you know having the management, I would say, because the management is the one leading the organization, right? And if there's no leader, then where are we going? No direction, right? So I feel like, as much as everyone is important in an organization, the leadership should be the one who is very welcoming of these realities at the workplace, that you know the employees, that the it's being transparent, transparent with everyone, that it's okay, if you make a mistake, that just means that there are room for improvement,
Hmm.
there's room for growth, and that's a good thing. Growth is good. So yes.
Bea, thank you so much for bringing so much honesty to the conversation, and you really gave a lot of advice with your experiences with dealing with the miscommunication and all of those stuff. So definitely we all mess up sometimes, right? But what matters is how we recover and what we relearn and about ourselves through it, right? Through our journey, through our experiences, right? So let's close this with your final words. That what do you want to say to my viewers?
Yeah, so I think, when it comes to miscommunication, finding clarity, asking questions are the most important thing for each team member of the company. And also, I'd like to add that, the leadership in the management and nurturing a culture of honesty and grace, is very important as much as, seeking clarity. So, yeah, that's a really good topic. Thank you so much. I like that one.
Thank you so much, Bea, for being honest with your experiences and sharing it through our podcast. So now, to our listeners, if you got a message you are unsure about, ask clarify, and pick up the phone, or maybe come on the Zoom or the chat, that tools that you are still connected with the team member. Because we all know that miscommunication is human and correction is connection. Correction is connection. So that's it for today's episodes of HR Unscripted. And be kind, be clear, and hey, don't forget this tone doesn't travel through text, right? So till the time, please, if you like our conversation, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.